Stay in studio. Okay, well, I think we're live. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll know when things pop up on the screen. Happy Sunday,
Let's see.
everyone. As you can see, we are not at the shop. If you haven't seen the news, or if you're maybe on a cruise on an island somewhere far from the United States, Texas has frozen over and everything is closed. So instead of doing the live show from the shop, we're doing it from the crib. So Felix, how you doing, man? Are you staying warm? Are you staying warm over there?
Doing good. I'm looking at myself and the quality is just garbage, brother.
Listen,
But
maybe we
yeah.
need to set
Oh,
you up yeah, we're live. We're live. I can officially see ourselves on here.
yeah. We're
We are
good.
live. There you go.
That's
Hey man, that's
hilarious.
just the downside of doing things from home. So I hope people can bear with us. Shout out to Jeff who joined the live as well. Listen, guys, I hope everybody's just staying warm. I hope everybody's just, they got power. What's up, Larry? Um, well, hopefully nobody loses power. Let's not revisit 2021, 2022
Yeah.
in Texas.
Please no.
Um, hope everybody has toilet paper because all the HEBs are completely sold out.
Jeez.
But
That's
Felix,
the important stuff.
yeah, the toilet paper. Oh, reminder. Oh, put your faucets to drip outside. All right. If you guys don't have a freeze miser out there, go ahead and put a freeze miser on there. I got freeze
Hmm.
misers all in the outside of my crib. So anyway, on to the motorsport stuff, guys. So this week we put out a video for the GT4, the whole build, and how it. Well, I guess the news is out. It did reach a 219 in the perfect conditions. So shout out to Larry for the invite to
For
allow
sure.
you to do that in clean air, from what I can see. Right?
Yeah. The way I called it, like it was clean air with like the expected you're going to be on your best lap with 4 tenths on hand and there's going to be someone super slow and unaware, but most of the times, yes, we were running in clean air, so it was a really good event for us. Larry, obviously, thank you for the hookup. That was a good event. One of those times when you go to the track and everything's just a little surreal, where you're like, oof, I'm like, I gotta make it happen because days like these are kind of once in a blue moon. Larry did say where he comes from. I guess this is gonna be the Northwest. He said like that's what he's used to running in, which is crazy, right? Because it's just like the cars breathe better, the tires don't overheat. It's like lap 5 or 6, and I'm still able to slow the car down or do my thing and set a decent lap.
Yeah, and it's funny. I didn't know that during those T21 track days that it was kind of just like
11.
open track, or T11, T21. There isn't even 21 turns. What am I saying? The T11 track days that that's just open track where you can just get on there. Like, I'm gonna fuck up Felix's lap. Get in the way.
Boom.
Um,
Yeah.
and I guess, oh, Jeff is saying that we're competing with the last 38 minutes of the Daytona 24 hours. I'll be honest with you, Jeff.
Easy.
That's I I personally just hate that series. It's so boring to me, but maybe that's just me exposing my motorsport fandom there, or the lack
Yeah, but
of.
this is no, but he's talking about the real 24 hours, Jorge, not the sim 24 hours.
I don't like. Listen, brother. Turning left is not that fun to me. Okay, the only cool sections at the Daytona to me are like the little Y area and then the bus stop.
Like,
So
yeah,
anyway,
I agree. I mean, the infield's super cool, and I'm just gonna say, hey Matt, hey Cody, Comenda, thank you for being here. Larry, what's up, Larry? Yeah, Matthew said, traffic, dude. We
yeah.
all like left there with really good times, but we were all like, there was more in the car because we all, yeah,
You
we
know
were
what?
freaking flying.
Let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about that because obviously we put
Talk
the
about.
GT4 build video out there, and spoiler alert, yes, he did make the 219. Video is dropping on how that went this week, so make sure you are
Mhm.
subscribed and hit the notification bell so you are notified when that video drops. But not to give too much of the premise of that video away,
Mhm.
somebody else did a PB this last time out on track two, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Who,
Yep, and that's gonna be Matt.
shout out to
Yeah,
Matt. Man, I wish I had the little
but
button
shout
that
out
goes.
to Matt. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Matt, dude. Matt, dude, fucking insane. He also said traffic because he had like a 17 on the timer, and I think he was going through turn 8, and he had about like 9 tenths to a second on hand through 8. He still had to make it through the rest of the lap, but the weather was so freaking good. But then Matt decided to have 90 degrees of steering in it, 100%, and his front lip, the PPF, touched the wall. The PPF touched the wall. But anyways, so we were all out there like really sending it because it was so like I said, it's conditions we're like never gonna see ever again. I mean, you can, but it's the clean air that's hard in regular track days. So this one we knew it was gonna be great, or it was gonna be great but crap. Anyways, but Matt, by the end of the day, so I'm gonna be very honest. By the end of the day, the GT4, and I don't know if it was my tires or what it was. I don't want to give too much of the video we already made. I wasn't seeing the same results at the end of the day, but at that point, my tires were like 10 plus heat cycles. Matt was on a fresh set throughout the whole day, but at that point, he's still like on heat cycle 5 or 6, so not ideal. And on the same tires that we ran our PB of a high 16, he fucking smashed it. He beat us by like 6-7 tenths in his car. I was honestly like super stoked for him, and you could see his onboard where he's like, "Let's go."
Hey, hats off to Matt. I mean, it sounds like that sounds like a pretty dope hang, because it seems like everybody was just going out there ripping clean laps. I mean, Larry's like, seriously though. No, he said it was blissful, and then suddenly a novice driver in a Beamer appears in front of you at 40% of your pace. I mean,
literally.
Hey, I mean, I guess it's one of those things where it's a trade-off, right? Where instead of having, constant traffic at every turn, you run into them at any given moment on the track, and then you have clean air all over again. So I guess it's a trade-off there. But I guess that means that you're no longer the fastest GT4 RS out on COTA. Ooh, how does that feel, Felix? How does that make you feel, man?
Well, I think it's okay. It's okay, right? I feel
stirring
okay
the pot, brother. I'm stirring the pot.
Right, nah, you're good. It feels great, honestly. Like Matt's been working his ass off for that, and dude, it's so well deserved. Grant, dude, I don't want to sound like a dick. We're in different cars.
No,
Matt
but
deserves
listen,
this.
But I actually spoke to Matt last time that we were at COTA. And one thing that kind of stands out to me about Matt's particular car is the fact that he has been spending so much time just tuning it to his style, like how he wants the car to feel, the things that he does not like. He's just spending so much time tuning it out, and that contributes to it.
Larry, the king is dead. Long.
Larry's pulling a scar on you. You're Mufasa.
Jesus. So obviously impressive to kick my butt in the same car, or in the GT4 RS. But more impressive is that he best Randy Popes, who's come a few times, who's been a paid driver to come and drive another similar car at COTA. So I think that
drama.
Yeah, I think I'm just like kicking the ball over to Randy Popes. He beat me, but fuck, he also beat you. But yeah, I mean, so basically that day I lose like the big crown, but then I put the small GT4 one on.
Yeah, and I think that one's going to stick around probably longer, because I just don't see people putting in the time and investment into building out a GT4, especially with the seat time. And like I said, Matt spent a lot of time just tweaking and tuning that car to get it to that point. So, I mean, we can't say that about others that have potentially just paid other people to try to get their car to that point, and it's kind of hard to tune the car to somebody else's liking, and then you're the one mainly driving it. Not to get into any like weird controversy or anything like that. So maybe we have a sit down with Matt to see how that process went. I'm really curious to see, the build process from the very beginning, how it felt, and then to really get Matt's opinion on what he changed and why he changed it throughout the entire life of the car, because from where it started to where it's at now, it's pretty impressive to see him really just dialing that car for his style of driving.
And it's it's not like a vastly different car, but it's a much different car. He's changed. I think he stayed on the same spring rates, but he's changed canister settings, alignment settings, rake. He's tried every single tire on the car
Yeah.
because he's trying to learn the car, right? So he's put in the time and effort, and honestly, I was super freaking stoked for him.
Yeah, I mean, and I think this is kind of like the path that the GT4 went down, right? Is that, you drove the car in its stock form, and then you're like, you sent a crazy lap through the S's where you can see that you're just trying to wrangle that car in through turns 6 and 7, and it was just unwieldy at that point. You made the
Hmm.
changes, and then now the car is capable of a much faster lap time. So, I mean, with that
Yep.
being said, I mean, one of the things that keeps kind of standing out to me when it comes to Larry's build, for instance, is we talk a lot about the lap time gained,
Hmm.
but one thing that I liked about what Larry said when he was on the live show was that it aids him in the drivability of the car, right? It makes him more comfortable in it as well. So obviously for you and Matt who are hunting down these insane lap times, somebody like me, I'm more sticking to what Larry is saying, right? For me, when I drove the car in December, the car just felt really great. The GT4 from
Everything,
the
yeah,
first
feels
time
good
I drove
everywhere.
it, it, man, I said it. I think I said it in my video, but I'll say it again if I did. Between driving the new 992.2 GT3 and the yellow car, I was like, I'm driving the GT4 because it just felt that good with all the mods. And I'm curious to your perspective on this, right? I mean, for people who are just going out there to have a good time, would you say spending, in our case, 12 grand, but full retail price is well over what, $30,000 for what
Yeah,
we
30,
did to the
40.
car? Is it worth it to increase drivability in terms of just driver comfort and being more confident behind the wheel?
Um, in my case, I'm kind of playing with John's money, and I definitely know that John wouldn't mind spending 40, 50,000 on a kit, right? But for it just sounds insane. But for the GT4, I think we had to do it that way because the people, it's I said it in the video that's upcoming. It's a different crowd of people, right?
Mhm.
That own the GT4. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but the one thing I can say is that mods not only gets you the lap time, it gets you the repeatability because like on the GT4, I think lap 5 or 6, if it's the same session, lap 5 or 6, I'm still able to like piece together a really good lap, right? When I'm in the GT4 RS, it's like one lap and that's it, brother. Like you got the max because you slid the tires way too much. They're way overheated, and like you're just not gonna get a second lap. And I try to cool the tires down. That doesn't happen. So it makes the car better in just in multiple ways, not just like I found some lap time. Yeah, that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, and I think one important thing that maybe a lot of people may miss is that it's not just slapping the parts on the car
Mm-hmm.
because you put what was it, what are the name of the shocks that you put on the
The
GT4?
tractives.
The
Mm-hmm.
tractive shocks on the GT4, you took it out at ECR and the car didn't feel great. You had to go
Mm-hmm.
back and then tune it to make it perform the way you wanted it to. So I think that's where things get a little bit more expensive for folks, right? Because not only are you spending money on the parts, but then if you don't have the know-how to make a sway bar adjustment or the tools, or dude, when you pulled up the software to make the adjustments to the suspension, listen, I've seen lines of code, and that line of code looks way easier to interpret than what you did for the suspension.
Yeah, and obviously we're still learning at it. Honestly, for those of you, those of you who are on here, I mean, I'm happy to say it. The Tuesday after, because you shot the car on Monday after, you shot some video with it.
Yeah.
Tuesday, the car was completely torn apart. I wish I had a picture that I could put in here, but like the car's back to having the entire suspension pulled out of it because we're gonna get them rebuilt, and hopefully that gets us a. We bought all these stuff used, and again, there's a lot of. I'm like, Larry, this thing didn't have gaskets here where it was supposed to. Um, what else did I buy? The suspension, the aero. Yeah, there's always small stuff missing. I like balling on a budget, and I think that's where the GT4 fit us super well. And I'm just happy where we were able
Yeah.
to take it. Yes, now we see the possibility of an 18, but we know that it takes the stars to be right next to each other.
A
Yeah.
line, yeah, and I guess we can pause it there before we start diving too much into the video, because we want you guys to actually watch that and enjoy that journey, because it really did take a lot, right? It's not just putting the parts on and getting to the track. It's a lot. So now now what's next, Felix? Now that you've set some decent lap times in, well, it's not decent, kind of underplays it, some fast laps in the GT4 and 4RS. What's next? What's the next goal?
So we did the whole GT4 RS ordeal, right? Where we were like, sticky rubber, let's see how far we can get it. And we ran us low 17. Then we did an even lower 17. So then it was obvious that we were going to chase a 16 something, right? We did that. And then I was like, okay, that's done. And I honestly haven't been driving that car much because I just don't think, I mean, maybe in the weather where we were out there in January, maybe we could have squeezed a little bit more out of it. But I really wanted to get in the GT4. So then we moved on to the GT4. And the goal was clear on that car. Just put it where someone hasn't been with that car yet. We ran a 22 in the car. I think one of our friends, I never received the video or the data he said he was going to send me. But I think a friend of ours had done like a 21. But he usually does do spring rates and small, like decent mods to the car.
Right.
So we took it from a 22, a mid 22, through a low 19. And I think that's like, if I revisit it, hopefully in the future, we might be able to throw an 18 in it. But we know, like, I won't get in the car and send some laps to try to do the 18 if it's not 30 degrees and sunny and the track is perfect. Because you just can't do it. You just can't do it. So now that we've done that, I think we're moving on to 911 things. And the reason we're doing that, it's because I wish we would have kept the Genshin Blue car. So the Genshin Blue GT3 was our 992.1 GT3. I wish we would have kept it longer, but we really like beat that car to the ground. At the end, it had tranny issues and like it was supposed to be traded. It wasn't traded. We finally traded it in. And now we have a 992.2 GT3. And the reason I'm looking forward to that is because it's a super similar car to the .1. And the .1 and the 4RS are super like on par with price. Granted, this is going to be a little bit more expensive and this one has Y-Sock. But they're basically identical, but different bumpers and different camshafts. So they're going to be making a little bit different horsepower. But I want to, with time and as we get comfortable in the cars, we're going to take it through its paces. Hopefully, we'll show some people how to work on cars throughout this car. And I think do the 4RS thing where we pushed it hard stock. We already have mods for that car. Meaning Big Arrow MCS. So I'm looking forward to that. A couple of suspension bits as well. And see where we take that car. Again, this might be the last year of Coda. So we got a year to put this all together.
Yeah, I think that increases
what
the
I'm
stakes a little bit too, right? It's either going to happen this year, because if it closes down, then Felix can't be the king of the 911s too then.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be that car already has a tall.
Matt said keep the green wheels on it. No, no.
You're insane. Fuck no. You're crazy, Matt.
Hey, Simon.
Matt must be colorblind, honestly. Hey Simon. Matt's definitely colorblind. But what I was saying is I'm looking forward to like taking it and at some point maybe putting people like non-believers in the 911 in the car. People who are like Larry, people like Matt who decided on a more balanced mid-engine GT4RS that is clearly impossible, like clearly an absolute handful to drive, and says, well, it's the balanced car or whatever.
Put your prediction down in the comments below. How many people think that Larry and Matt are going to sell their GT4RSs once they drive like fully kitted out? Not even fully kitted out, just track prepped 911s. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm excited for February because we should have it all like on its first phase, which is going to be the bare bones plus sticky
Yeah.
rubber, and then we'll see how much we send it. But I am excited to put people like Larry. The one thing I was gonna say is that car, a few years back in a dot one manual, with the pro driver has already been a 14 in that car.
So
So
you're
the bar
you're
is high for that
thinking,
one.
okay, so that one's gonna be a little bit more tricky, right? And it's a more, I guess, I don't want to say it's a more ubiquitous car when it comes to tracking, right? But I guess it kind of is in a sense that you see more 911s out on track than almost anything else at different,
You
you
do.
see the turbos and GT3s and GT3 RSs. Um, Matt, you know what, Matt? For you, whenever you drive the car, green wheels and hot pick numbers for sure. Like
Jesus.
we're gonna make sure that you're driving around in the rainbow car. Um,
Matt
I
has to
think
be
it'd be,
colorblind, bro.
you know what? He sent that flying 16 in there, and then he lost all vision.
He lost
He
all
lost
vision.
all his
That's
vision.
it.
But I think it's going to be interesting because, like you said, we're going to be showing you guys how we prep this car from scratch, right? So if you guys are curious on how to install a cage onto your car, maybe you have a couple tools in your garage where you can tinker on your own car. Um, Join us. We're going to be doing that. Brakes, setting up the brakes on the car. Shoot, I might learn something in this process too. I can tinker a little bit, Felix, but you do all the you do all the main work when it comes to that. So maybe we'll do some role reversals. You'll hold the camera and I'll hold the tools. But we're going
Yeah.
to be
And
taking you guys through that
Jorge,
entire
Jorge,
process.
Jorge leaves the shop, and I'm like, time to take everything apart again.
And I'm
I'm
just gonna
kidding.
delete all the footage. Like, no, delete all the footage.
No.
But I think it'll be interesting to see because one of the things that I keep hearing, and I heard this when the 992 GT3 came out, was that it was so much better than the 991.2 GT3 RS. Now I get it; it's a generational leap between those two cars, and in this case, we're talking about basically a facelift. So I don't know how, I guess, how close the 992.2 GT3 will be to the 992 GT3 RS. You got any thoughts on
And
that?
into that one. Yeah, so I mean, it's honestly a great point, and I think we will find some content there as well because one of the videos, that's done great on our channel is, like you said, the previous 3RS. So the 991, damn, this gets weird. 991.2 GT3 RS versus
Yeah.
992.1 GT3. That video did really good, and that was at the kind of beginning of the channel when we kind of had no idea what we were doing. We still
Yeah,
don't, but
we're winging it.
you always do see like the growth in lap time between 3RS and new GT3, and I just don't think like there's no way, the Margarita or 992.2 competes with John's car. Just that there's just no way. I don't think there is, but I mean we're gonna find out.
I don't. Hola, Mary. Larry is saying that
Hey,
there's a
Julian.
rumor that the dot two GT3 will have turbos. I mean, don't we have a dot two GT3 and I don't think it has turbos.
Yeah, no, he's just saying the dot two GT3. I mean that's what we have, Larry, and it doesn't have turbo. So maybe he's talking about like the next generation
Oh,
dot one
GT3
dot two.
RS,
Yeah.
GT3 RS. Ah,
Oh,
okay. That dude. Will that not just be a GT2 RS?
2RS. Yeah, that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. That'd be insane. That'd be insane. I mean, I think in February, depending on how things go, because we have a lot of things planned for our track event in February. If I get a chance to drive the 992.2 GT3, maybe I
Pretty
will.
cool.
I don't know, but it's I think it'll be a fun car to drive. Margarita. So just keep that name in mind, y'all. Whenever we say Margarita, we're not going to keep saying 992.2, 992.1.2, whatever. We're not going to keep going through those
Margarita.
motions. Margarita is the pale yellow GT3 that has been recently added. I think it'll be a fun. I think it'll be a fun story to follow, right? I think the first thing we're gonna have to do is see what the improvements are, just one for one between the 991, 992 GT3 and Margarita, and see what the lap differences are, and then maybe we can match the performance with some modding. Maybe we can't. Gonna be kind of hard to beat that Active Arrow.
Yeah, it's honestly going to be super hard. Again, man, there's with Margarita, I think we're going to have like, despite the color of the car, I think it's going to make a lot of videos. Because there's also the opportunity to like match it back to our GT4 RS, or maybe to match it back or to compare it to a modded GT4 RS. Obviously, if Matt or Larry are game to do that, that would be super cool.
Honestly, I'm really
Because
looking
the
forward to seeing them in the car.
Yeah, because the 992 GT3, what shines about it is that it has a double wishbone front, so it has more grip, it fits more tire, and the 911s just in general fit way more tire than the Caymans do. So it's, I, they're probably not going to be comfortable at all. Like it'll be hard to make a comparison like when you're speaking lap times, because they probably won't be comfortable pushing the Margarita as fast as they will be to push their own car. But I think it'd be cool to at least get the feedback, right?
I disagree, man, because I don't think that Matt and Larry are gonna have to push that car that much to get close to their times in the GT3s. Excuse me, in the GT4 RSs. Because
GT4Ss, yeah.
I think that the 911s are just. I mean, this is coming from the slowest person in the chat right now. There's just so much to be had in a 911, especially the GT3 RS, that I'm willing to bet some money that Larry and Matt are going to be just fine. Now, are they going to send, sub 20 laps comfortably? You're probably right, but I think they're going to get pretty close.
Hey, Matt said he's game, so well. The only thing about Matt's car, dude, is because his seat has. You've never sat in his seat, right? He has double seat angle adjusters, so you're like a Formula One race car driver. Like you're laying down in that freaking car.
Hey man, look,
I need to get my wits
dialed in
about
GT4 RS. What was that? The most dialed in GT4 RS at Coda right now.
At Coda, for sure.
Is probably Matt. So we'll have to see what you can get out of that. So I guess not to pivot too much, since we're talking about track builds. There was some recent content that was put out comparing Dundon kits to Manti GT4 RS.
Yeah.
And before we get into this conversation, I just saw the headline and the thumbnail. Not that I know much about it, but I read some of the comments, and the comments are pretty disparaging when it comes to that. But I wanted to know everybody's thoughts. So you just put your thoughts on if you guys did see the video, give us the TLDR of the video and what you guys thought about it. But Felix, you're the man who builds all the cars for us here at Saga. What are your thoughts on that comparison, and what would you want to see out of a Manti GT4 RS versus a Dundon kitted out car like Matt and Larry's?
I mean, this is super tough because the Manti is meant to meet, I think it's called TUV, but it's a car that's meant to be like driven to the track. Not that you can't drive a car that has
it's the European restrictions on parts and mods and stuff like that.
The whole thing, yeah. And let me just be obvious. The Dundon parts will not meet TUV. Not that they have to, and whatever. I'm not trying to shit on anyone or anybody here. Where I see the biggest disadvantage is that's gonna limit how much camber you can put in the car, right? So the Manti cars, they're super limited. I think they're like at 2.5 degrees. And Dundon did caveat this whole thing, right? They're like, we're taking one of their stock cars. But the problem is that they're like, we're taking one of their stock cars and we're taking our car to this, like we're going to the track where we've developed our entire package, right? And then to me, like there's a disparity there, right? Just take both of them to a new track, because that's literally where it's like taking their car to the ring, and at the ring a Porsche driver shows up that's done 5 million laps at the ring and has done a couple thousand in that car, right? So it's hard to compare. One thing they did do, and they did mention, is they taped off the lap timer. But the guys who are there are their homies, right? And I think this is where people got it in the comments, like it's an unfair comparison. The one thing they would have been cool would have been like to tape off the rear view mirror, and maybe if the cars were the same color to where they wouldn't know what car they're in, would have been super cool. But
it'd be kind of tough, right? Because looking at parts, the way they built and the way they look is gonna be like, oh, like I look at Matt and Larry's car, I'm like, those are Dundon cars.
Yeah, Yeah,
So
it's like if I hop in, I hop in my car and then I hop in Matt's car and I try to do like an unbiased review. Well, I know Matt's car is black in color, so I'm like he does have all the mods. So I'm
yeah.
obviously gonna try to send it into the brake zone and I'm gonna try to send it down too. But if I had like my eyes taped, I would be like more, I don't know.
So I guess I guess
It's tough,
the
but
big. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say it's stuff, but people did find improvements, and people did talk about how the Dundon car felt way more stable, and that you're just not gonna deny that, right? It has parts that change the toe curves. It's got way more camber. They're using all the tire instead of just the outside of the tire. It's got more downforce, so it's gonna be more stable under braking.
Yeah.
So people did find anywhere from 1 point some seconds to 2 point some seconds, which is honestly like I think maybe some of that can be closed down with just having a good alignment on the Manti car.
Yeah.
But that's just my honest opinion. You're not going to close the entire 2 second gap. let me just be clear. But they if it'd be cool to see them like take the Manti and develop the Manti car, push the Manti car, and then put them head to head.
I guess the thing I'm curious about is like what's the price difference on this, right? Because this all matters, right? Because if you're talking about what I think I've seen the Dundon kit go for like 70K if you buy it at MSRP or something like that.
They're both just under 90, 80 some thousand. They're both just, yeah, both of them.
Ah, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. So the only difference, so in terms of price, they're roughly the same.
Yep.
The biggest difference is that you can buy the Manti kit in Europe and meet all the, street legality requirements that you otherwise wouldn't meet by slapping together a Dundon kit on your car.
Yeah, let's read what Larry had to say. So Larry said the way they did the test was fair. Okay, because you own a Dundon kit, got it. All four drivers drove both cars on the same tires and on the same day. I did see that. So they had 19s on one car, they had 20s
Hold on.
on
So
the
you
other, but they
watched,
had the
to be
same.
clear, you watched the video?
Yes, I watched the video. So
Okay,
I
okay.
wanted to
Well,
watch
I'm
the
speaking
video
for myself then. I
before.
didn't watch it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I ended up watching it. So they're both on track attacks, which is obviously a great tire. He said the Manti car owner drove faster in the Dundon car than his own. That's super cool. And he even said his own PB in the car that day as well. I mean, it's cool. Commander, you're right. The Dundon car has like 30 more horsepower. So the car should find lap time just in that, right? I just feel there was more. I don't know. Yeah, I wish they would have done it at a different track and maybe in the same colored cars, taping off a ton of mirrors. That way they could only see the track. And I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah, I mean, I only looked at the comments and the sentiment in the comments is that the two kits they're built for two completely different purposes, right? So I mean, I think Manti just has like brand recognition behind it. Not to say that Dundon doesn't have brand recognition, because at this point,
yeah, Dundon definitely has.
Dundon has. That's probably one of the most common names that I hear. But whenever I hear Manti, it's like woo, like when that Manti GT3 RS was at Coda last month. People were
Oof,
drooling all over that car because of, for one, how good
yeah,
it looked, but the name itself kind of it's like slapping a Gucci sticker on a bag, right? It kind of adds a
for
little bit
sure.
of something to it. So I guess that's probably why it's very clickable. But just, we spoke about this before we did in our pre-show meeting, and I saw the comment and I was like, a lot of people seem to think that this wasn't very an apples to apples comparison.
Yeah.
But in defense of Dundon in this case, I think it's more about price to performance ratio. If you can get one kit over the other in America where we don't have those strict restrictions, which one are you picking up? I think that's
Yeah,
really
I
the
mean,
question.
one of them commented like, "Oh, cool, more parts, gave you more lap time. Surprise, surprise." And I mean, Dundon has it's this easy, right? Dundon has one focus, like make it fast on track, and Manti on the other side is like, let's make it a little bit faster, let's make it a little bit more exotic. Maybe make it, I don't know, it was probably like 2 seconds faster in the ring, which means if you chop that down to like a regular 3 mile track, it's probably like a couple or 5, 6 tenths. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're definitely for different markets. I did see one of the comments. What did it say? Oh, it said the Dundon car looks looks too like partsman, and what they mean by that is like it just kind of looks too flamboyant, right? Or like it looks like it's got too much of, it looks too race car. And I guess it's funny how some people buy with some of these track cars and they're not looking for the race car stuff. Now, if you look at the Manti cars, they would argue that like it adds value to the car. But then again, I've seen some Manti cars sell for super close to sticker, right? And the Manti kit is on top of the sticker price. So there's, I don't know, there's a lot to argue here, but yeah, it's two different crowds of people. I just wish they would have, like their car is 12 tenths, right? Like it's built to 12 tenths. It's built to get everything and everything out of the car and then some. And the Manti car is probably like a 6 tenths car.
Yeah.
And
So I guess
I mean, what they should do is they should third party it and third party it, and then
I don't
you see
know, brother.
you see the real results.
Some people watching this might be like, "No, you can't put Felix in the car. He's gonna do everything possible to make the Manti faster." But I think to your point, if I could summarize your point, it, it's like so let's just say somebody slapped together a Dundon kit on their car, and then they did nothing to it and just gave it to you and said, "Send a lap in it." And let's just see how fast it is compared to our stock GT4 RS. You're not going to be really getting an apples to apples comparison in that case. Is that a fair summation of your thoughts on this testing? That it wasn't tuned in enough, or they didn't spend enough time trying to fine tune it for performance at that given track?
Yeah, and maybe it's not in their hands, right? Because they probably, or they didn't probably, they borrowed it from someone, and then their lab rat isn't even theirs. They also borrowed it from someone, and then they put these owners basically in each other's cars. It's a super cool concept, but I just wish the Manti car would have been turned up to 11, and then we'd be like, okay. But then it wouldn't be like, it'd be like a Manti car, Manti Dundon car. Like it gets into their brand, right? And
Because they're the one tuning it at that point, right?
yes,
They're the one dialing it in. So I don't know. I mean, I agree with Matt. Like two race car, and I think that's the thing that stood out to me at least about the thumbnail is that I looked at the Manti car and I'm just like, I'm not crazy about the Dundon wing in particular. I like the SSR wing way more. Chew me out in the comments if you guys want to, but to me the Dundon car just doesn't look more race car-y than the Manti car.
Yeah, yeah. It's like our GT4, right? It has a Dundon wing, and it just like it looks cool, right? But it's like this is a lot, and I mean throughout the time that Matt, Larry, and I have drove the cars, like their wing is insanely capable, even like I don't know, 3 times more capable than the front arrow we can add to the car. So they could have gone with something way smaller and been good in the, like I said in the video, in the pursuit of finding total downforce for the car. But Dundon did go like balls to the wall downforce. Then they did partner with MCS, right? So they're kind of, they built a car taking from the best of the industry, right? And Manti is kind of just doing their thing with all OEM components, right? Because the Dundon car had PFCs, and we all know, like imagine buying a car, putting a brake kit, and now you can't even rock your stock wheels. That's the case that PFC guy is in, and that's like Matt can't even use his stock wheels. I'm just gonna get to it that. So someone who buys a Manti car, imagine they put a, Manti tells them, well, you can't put your stock wheels on it because our brakes need to be this. Like, no, they're just two completely built cars, but Dundon took the best of the industry, put it on a car. They've been obviously in the works and development with MCS, but it'd be cool to see like out of the box, like a base Dundon car and a Manti car the way it is, and take it to a track like in the middle of nowhere that no one knows about, and see the differences versus the Dundon car having tuned at that track.
So I guess Manti and Dundon aside, what would be your ideal comparison? What would be something that would get you excited to see what two companies that manufacture similar, I don't want to say similar kits because some of these companies don't, they manufacture wild things like hood pass-throughs and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
what would be
yeah.
the ideal uh, comparison to make maybe against Dundon or whoever?
I mean, I think the ideal way would be to do it like a full kill stock car, like our orange car is, and then a Manti car, which is gonna have better. I think it's better shocks, better springs, full kill, or put them all on the same alignment type, same tire, and then that's where you see where the car shines, right? It would be cool to see that Dundon versus Manti, because the Manti, I don't even know how much downforce it gained, but it'd be cool to see the Dundon Manti, and then it'd be super cool to see like a full kitted SSR car. But it's at these track days we have to understand that it's run what you brung, which means that everyone shows up with a car that's slightly different, and
Yeah.
it's hard. It's gonna be impossible to say which kit is better because everyone has their twist on it, right?
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the challenging part overall with all of this is the fact that your driving style may not be the same as Larry's or Simon's or anybody else. And Simon, if they have a shark fin for the 4S package, whoo, that's sick.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, imagine somebody just puts a shark fin on a Dundon car, dialed, sick.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be one of the biggest challenges with this is just finding two equal cars, like just two equal cars, and not only just the parts that are put into it, but the specs, the alignment, all that. And then on top of that, you're going to drive the car versus somebody else driving the car. People are going to have different opinions, but I think that the SSR kit is probably one of the more visually attracting kits to me. I mean, I come from like show car side of things and slammed cars, and the SSR kit just looks sick.
Yeah, the SSR kit definitely looks sick. To wrap up this whole comparison thing, I mean, I just want to say how look at my journey into taking our orange car. And that's because we used what Porsche gave us and then we just made it better, right? And that's what Manta is going to do. They're going to get what Porsche gave them and they're just going to make it slightly better. Dundon, you throw all these parts on the car, and I mean, Randy Popes is no slouch, but look at he would go out there with Barry and have to tweak the car till it became the correct car and correct setup for Coda, because that's all that Barry does is he does Coda with that car. And I guess that's where if you're willing to put the time, effort, money into tuning the car, refining the car, go Dundon. If you want a car that's just gonna be like a slightly upgraded and you wanna just kind of play off of what Porsche has already made and find some lap time gain, then go Manti. Now, the other one that we will hopefully be driving soon is gonna be that SSR kit, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. I can almost 100% say or guess that I'm pretty sure Randy Popes is gonna be here in February trying to push some laps in Barry's car, and then what's his name? Ted's coming from Dundon to, I think, drive Matt's car. I don't know. February is going to be a good event. Matt, honestly, like Matt, since we have you here, if you're game to have me do some laps in your car to do a comparison, that'd be cool. I don't think a head-to-head benefits anybody without people getting too ruffled up, but maybe we can do separate videos on where each shines, how they each feel.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be super cool.
And I think being more transparent about it, right, and not having your, because one of the things that I find a lot of people is that people try to justify their purchases because they spent all the money on the purchase, right? And
Correct.
and we all do it, right? Because I know
For sure.
just to pivot a little bit, you bought that staccato and you're trying to justify how good it's really not. Sorry, guys, if you guys know what we're talking about, I'm not a staccato fan, even though I really wanted to buy one. Thank God I didn't. But anyway, people want to justify
It's a
their purchases.
$3,000 gun. It's a $3,000 gun that shoots not like a $3,000 gun. Like
Yeah.
a Glock with a couple mods shoots better.
You really that's probably, if this was like a gun tube channel, you would have ruffled the feathers up with that alone.
For sure.
But
For sure.
I mean, people are going to justify their purchases, right? And let's just be clear. just in the tone of the conversation, we already can tell from at least our conversation that there is a little bit of like distaste for the Dundon brand, a little bit, right? But I think having a neutral person that sits in the car and doesn't have to worry about whether or not they have to defend their 70, 80, $90,000 investment would probably be a fair assessment of what the cars are capable of. And to your point about Randy Post coming to the track, I think Randy Post is at a huge disadvantage, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a pro driver. The guy got into the car and smoked a 16 lap after a weekend, right? So comparatively to just track enthusiasts, that just delineates the pros from enthusiasts at that point, right? But he's at a disadvantage in the fact that he's driving somebody else's car and then he's having to tune it by proxy and then come back and drive it and kind of be set up for failure, I think, in my opinion. That's just the way I look at it, because it's not, because like if you look at Matt's story, it's his car. He comes to Coda and he dials it into what he wants it to feel like. And I think that to me makes it so that Matt has a much bigger advantage than somebody like Randy Post does coming to drive somebody else's car. That's just my thoughts, though.
I mean, Randy Post, when he comes, he has to deal with whatever weather he's dealt with, but he is given carte blanche on whatever changes he wants to make. Granted, they're not going to do a change in camber, but I mean, the tire wear will show that they're doing pretty well, or that they're close enough. And whenever he's ready for it, he does get a brand new set of Hoosier R7s, which people will argue they might be like the Hancooks that I did on. They might not be, but I mean, I just learned this couple weeks that weather is more important than there's so much that goes into it. And honestly, I mean, if Matt and Larry went quiet, but it'd be cool to drive one of their cars back to the SSR car, and just give my thoughts. But I mean, people would kill us if we just don't say which one's faster.
I mean, we have to, right? I mean, it's a part of the social media game, and guys, this is all a part of the YouTube algorithm game, right? Is that we try not to be provocative on the channel, right? I mean, the most provocative thing we've done is say not to buy the best car you can possibly get for track purpose, and it is what it is. But the transparency, and this is something that maybe some of you aren't privy to this. The focus on the channel is to give you guys the best value, right? So when we have these discussions about potential partnerships with other brands, we don't go, okay, let's immediately take every partnership that comes across the table, because it's what's beneficial to you guys, the viewers. And we value that more than some of these relationships, some might say. So I think putting you in a stock GT4 RS and then putting you in Matt or Larry's GT4 Dundon car, and then, you know, we have a connect with an SSR car, and just being honest about what the results of that is, which one is more drivable, which one can you actually push to the limits comfortably, is probably going to be the best bet. And to break that down into a series of videos so that people can kind of get the honest perspective on each one without having to be like, oh, well, this versus this, you know, people are going to put what they want to put in the comments, but let's just be as transparent and honest about it.
Yeah. And Matt said it was super impressive to me that Randy and Ted made it to the low 17s. It's not impressive to me because they're pro drivers, but anyways, Ted 17 with an asterisk because he went off everywhere. Go back and look at that video. I obviously love Ted, and I hopped in the car with him to try to like, it was his first time at Coda too, so obviously impressive to be in the 17s, but it's a 17 with an asterisk. Sorry, Ted, I love you. High 16s in such a short time. Yeah, it took me a year at a track that I know. I mean, yeah, I mean, Larry said you can always drive. So the better one to drive would probably be Larry. So it would be Larry because Larry's car is more closer to the
baseline.
To the baseline, yeah. Matt's been modifying and changing and moving this up, changing this here. So I think that would probably be the better car to drive, and honestly, just be straight about the lap time delta between cars.
Yeah. Well, stand by for that, guys. I mean, we're not trying to be controversial. Again, we're trying to give you guys the best perspective possible. And hey, if it aligns with your wallet and what you've done to your car, great. If it doesn't, your car is still great anyway. So
And Matt, I'll talk to the owner of SSRC. I mean, that's the difference here about the SSR car. It's not ours, so I can't say like, yeah, you drive it. But I mean, I'll chat with him to drive your car and his, and then
that would be kind of cool to see it, like the same way that Dundon did the drivers swapping cars. To see somebody like Matt or Larry jump into the SSR build to see
I have.
if they're going to be honest about whether or not they regret their purchase. No, I'm just kidding. Not regret.
I have a better idea, Matt. I'll text you privately. I have a better idea that will settle this entire debate.
Uh-oh. Are you going to
You want me
spill
to
it
spit
now?
out
Or
or
going to
no?
if you want to spill it now, spill it now. Now we can just have it in one of our meetings and we can cry about it later.
So, GT, our orange car, fully kitted stock car that I've now changed spring rates on sticky rubber. Then we have SSR car on sticky rubber. He's still a novice driver, so it's hard for me to say like a car that's meant for COTA because the car is not meant for COTA. So SSR is definitely gonna have the disadvantage off the rip. Matt's car that's been tuned for COTA for a year and have us do like Russian roulette between all three cars. And
So
then
Larry's
compare
saying we
lap
can't.
times.
And Larry said we can't compare lap times too much because of traffic. So that's really gonna be, and that's gonna be another caveat to all this is that now with all of these COTA events selling out, that means that these events are gonna be packed. So how much? I guess it can't be fastest ever lap time, you know, from the orange car compared to your fastest lap time in that car now over the course of that weekend. It has to be a flat out, this is what I did this
4 day.
weekend, this is what I did this day, and this is what I did this day, and compare those lap times. I think that'll be the only way it's fair.
Yeah, but to do like the driver swap between three cars, I think would be really, like I think that would be good because swap going from like the orange car to one of their cars is gonna probably like be like a huge jump
okay.
in how the car
So-
feels, and then hop to the next one.
So you want to do it like we did it with David's car, where you guys went out there in the same session, burned a couple laps, came into the pits and swapped cars immediately.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think so. Larry's probably right. It's probably gonna be more about driver impression than.
Oh yeah, I think that's gonna be the
he's
big
not saying
thing.
this way. Yeah, the big thing's gonna be driver impression. So we'll have to mic up Matt, have to mic up.
Yeah. We don't have to go through all that,
me
but
up,
yeah,
mic us
I
to
get
Chris,
you.
Yeah,
We're not.
and
This is gonna be
that
interesting.
would be it.
Is the SSR car?
That'd be the way to do it.
Does the SSR car have a V-Box?
It's got V-Box, yeah.
Okay, so then, all right, so then, because if it's not on video, it didn't happen. Okay, guys, if it's not on
Exactly.
video, it didn't happen. So I think it'll be super interesting, guys. I know we kind of on topic of builds, right? Because that's what the main topic of the video was to talk about builds and go down that rabbit hole. I think it's gonna be interesting to see. I can tell you, feathers are going to be ruffled for sure in these comparisons. But hey, there's no shade. Everybody, we're just happy that everybody's out there enjoying the sport. And whether you enjoy it in a Porsche or a BMW, whatever kitted out car, as long as you're having a good time. And like I said, one of the things that sticks out the most to me from Larry's conversation is if it makes you a better driver, if it helps you in driving, then I think it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, Larry just said, I'm confident all of us will be honest. None of us need to defend our purchases.
Listen,
I
Larry,
haven't purchased any of them, so.
all right, Larry. So, I have had experiences in other realms, and I can tell you that people. I'm not saying that you or Matt are, because you guys are great friends, but people in the comments will defend their purchases to no end. Okay. So maybe not you, maybe not the 4 people partaking in the experiment, but there's always going to be some sort of natural bias when it comes to these things, and it's going to be interesting to see if that comes out.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna be pushing for fast laps or whatever, and I think we set that aside almost. I
Yeah.
think we set that aside almost. Everyone can go find their fastest laps or whatever, but it'd just be cool to do that driver swap and get everyone's thoughts in what feels good, what feels this way, and all the cars are gonna have a different recipe on it, which is super cool.
Dude, you know what I just noticed? This basically turned into a pre-production call.
Right?
We're
Basically,
having a
yeah.
conversation with Larry, Matt, and then obviously everybody else is joining in on the conversation. But I think it'll be super cool. And one thing that I do like about this is the fact that going into Larry's car, for instance, doing a session, then waiting 30 minutes to do or not even 30 minutes, an hour to get to your next session, you're going to kind of maybe lose a little bit of that feel. But going
For
right
sure.
back to back, so this might need to get done in like one of those 40-minute sessions uh, that Chin
Friday's
has.
gonna be open track. Friday's gonna be open track for all advanced
Uh-oh.
drivers.
All right, guys. So listen, if you guys want to see this insane comparison from an unbiased, unfiltered view, you guys can blame me if the thumbnail is spicy because obviously we have to ruffle feathers to get people to view the videos. But
Yeah.
if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell because obviously we're talking about a video that's being planned for February. And then obviously stars have to align to a degree, right? Because if we get rain on that day, it's obviously going to skew the results a little bit. But rain or sunshine, we're going to go ahead and send these cars out there and give you guys an honest view as to what these cars are truly capable of. And if you're considering one of these packages, maybe wait till that video drops so you can see what owners of the package have to say in comparison to what else is offered on the market and what Felix is going to say, which is going to be spicy. I can
I
already
think
tell.
it'll be good, dude. But to think like we live in an era where there's like you can kind of like build your own car like we did with the orange car, right? We get some parts from Europe, we get some parts from Tarot, we get some torrents from here, this and that, and you maximize it that way, or you just go full Dundon kit, or you just call the guys over at SSR, get hooked up with a vendor here in the States, they install the kit. It's dude, I mean, what a time.
So they
Like
have to install the kit. You can't install it yourself.
the SSR kit has to be installed by a certified rep or whatever, and I think the Manti kits are have to be installed by a certified dealer. Yeah,
That's interesting. So
yeah,
so if you get if you get a SSR kit, you can't just hook it up in the shop. We have to take it somewhere.
yeah. You have to take it somewhere, and the SSR kit, obviously, since it has the hood pass through, is way more involved. You have to remove the center radiator. You have to actually like drill out some rivets, cut out a section, because the air has to go through
But I know
basically
that's
the
not
front
stopping somebody
area.
like you. I
No,
know
no,
none
no,
of that
no.
is
It
stopping
wouldn't.
somebody like you.
No, 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 no. It wouldn't. It wouldn't because it would just be super easy to bleed the put it all back together. Together, bleed the coolant. Done.
Okay, so
But
we'll see. We have those cars at to our disposal to our disposal to a degree. So we'll see what happens, guys. I wasn't expecting this to turn into a little spicy live, but hey, hopefully the heat being generated here is keeping us warm because things are gonna get pretty cool. Well,
I think
pretty
it's really
hot
cool.
coming
Yeah.
coming February. For those of you who didn't know, February is going to be a night driving event as well. So if you've never driven in the night, especially not at Coda, oh, that event's already sold out, right?
Completely sold out.
Okay, so you can't join. Well, maybe you're on a wait list and maybe somebody will get bumped off. But nonetheless, we're going to be dropping some content about night driving from Suncoast. So Simon said you could buy a Manti kit from Suncoast. But we'll see what we
Manti
get out of that
parts.
as
Yeah.
well. It'll be interesting to
Yeah. You can buy
see.
a couple of the Manti parts. Sorry.
It'll be
Go ahead.
interesting to see how those rotors look in the brake zones at night. Let's see. Hopefully they glow. Some glow in the dark party there. But Felix, what else do we have for the people today, man? Because we've reached the top of the hour.
I think that's all of it. Obviously, everyone try to stay a little warm in this inconvenient weather is what I'm gonna call it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think we had a really good conversation today. Like you said, it was more planning for the.
Yeah.
It was more like
Welcome
media
to our
planning,
production
but
meeting, guys.
welcome to our production meeting. Yeah, I like this. I enjoyed this. Simon, one thing Simon mentioned XC. The X we haven't shot an XC, so maybe the XC is the comped version, so maybe the XC does good.
Oh, listen, not to divert too much into guns, guys, because obviously we're people of many hobbies, and I'm gonna be hard pressed to like an XE. So if somebody has one and they want to let me shoot it, because hey, I might not be the fastest driver. But Felix knows. I know my way around the gun.
He's all right. Nah, he's really good. He's really good.
But
Definitely kicks my ass.
If somebody has an XE out there, maybe we can run that. I have shot it. It's cheating. I don't know. I don't know, Simon. We'll see. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us on this windy and cold Sunday. What, you got something to say, Felix?
I was say, why don't we just ask them if they have anything else for us before we close this up, in case anyone's got a thought, the way we should do it, or any questions for the weekend. Anybody wants to yell, do it now. Yeah.
You know what? While we wait for that, no, this isn't a gun channel, so never mind. We don't want YouTube to pick up because YouTube processes these videos and grabs the text and then categorizes us, so we don't want to turn our channel into
okay, yeah, let's not do that. Yeah, let's not turn it into a gun channel. Yeah,
but yeah, guys.
But if not, have a great weekend.
Yeah,
or have a great week, says Simon.
Yeah, I'll stay safe out there, guys. If you guys are anywhere where the storm is hitting, try to stay indoors, guys, because I'm seeing people go out on the road. I mean, listen, it's not worth it. If you didn't go to HEB already, guess what? There's nothing there for you now because everybody already panicked about everything. So just kind of stay home. Watch some more videos. We have plenty of videos out on the channel. Revisit some of the old ones. There is a track event coming up in February, like I said. So maybe revisit the 5 tips again so that you guys can mentally prepare yourself for the savagery that's coming in this SSR Dundon stock car comparison. This should be a lot of fun. But stay warm, everyone, and we will go ahead and catch you guys for the next one.
Thank you for joining, guys.
Later, y'all.